Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. This time around, it's Pathfinder, Spontaneous Irony and Nickinator versus Deus Womp, Delegation and Riley. It is another no-income game. Make do with what you have. And speaking of making do with what you have, regarding to the tournament, I've had quite a few people ask me or discuss saying, hey, you need to limit the amount of maps or the type of maps that are going to be available. Because if you allow the 4v4 maps, it's going to be very hard to cover everything. Well, yeah, that goes both ways. You might have a hard time covering it, but so do they. This tournament, and, well, Wargame and maybe life at large, is all about adapting. You're being given a different circumstance in this sort of tournament. You have no income. You only have the units that you are going to roll with. There's no coalitions. There's no US, there's no Russia. Make do. Think of different ways to play the game. If you want to play the game the same way that you've always been playing it, then don't sign up for the tournament. But if you're willing to adapt, and if you think, you know what, this is a different way of playing it, I might make mistakes, I might encounter situations where I don't have an answer yet, but I'm going to figure out how to do it, then that's the mentality that I'm looking for. And all these people are going, oh no, the map's too big, I can't cover it. Please, adapt. Adapt or perish. It's been the way of the world for the last, well, millions of years. And it's not going to be any different right now in this tournament. Now, let's see what Pathfinder's bringing. He looks to be going with the French on this one. Interestingly, he's bringing the M201 106 mils. These are recoilless rifle trucks, and he's using them as defenses around the base. Because, of course, yes, this is the arguably smaller version of the map, but that doesn't mean that there's not a whole lot of terrain on the left/right, depending on how you look at it, that you can use and or abuse to fly units around. Or drive, if you actually have the fuel to do that. Now he's using the French. We have another VAB from Spontaneous Irony, so he's also using the French. Keep in mind that during the tournament, every player is supposed to be using a different deck, a different nation. Not so much deck type, but different nation. And Nickinator is going South Korea. He's sending in a couple of KA V25s, and seems to have quite a few points in reserve, considering that I'm barely seeing any units from Nickinator. What might be going on is that he's trying to get the sector here in Bravo captured, and that he's then going to spawn in additional units. Big air response from Blue. Nickinator went with a Block 52, a KF-16C, and Spontaneous Irony is helping out with a Rafale CF-1. Judging by all that air, I think they might not have too many anti-air units. They got the VAB, they got one Roland, and that's it. So they're opting for a more mobile and, well, let's be honest, easier to resupply amount of anti-air power. Just by using airplanes. Interesting jump here from Deus Womp. The sector has just been captured, but 2 Mi-24s show up. Or rather, no, it's 1 Mi-24 and it's 1 Sokol. Now, the tournament has a no helo rush rule, and I've gotten quite a lot of questions about that. What is a helo rush? Assume that anything more than 4 helicopters is a helo rush. That's the rule of thumb. And it is really hard to pin down exactly what a helo rush is. So I hope that most people are not going to be abusing it. And if it's very blatant, then it's just going to lead to a very easy disqualification from the tournament. But stuff like this, where you have 1 Mi-24 and a Sokol come in, that's not a helo rush. Sure, they're attacking a position, but it's not a rush. Now, lots and lots and lots of Red 4 units plunging down the middle of the map. Where are these guys all hoping to go? Spontaneous Irony put down no fewer than 4 defense markers. And, well, it has anti-air, just not radar guided, because the Block 52 can't find it. 2 Newas. Whoa. There goes the Block 52. Dragonfly and an F5A from Nickinator fly in, dropping napalm and cluster bombs alike. But it seems like, yep, there goes the Dragonfly. They might have hit something, but I think a fair amount of units still survived. So it's down to a VAP 2013 group to try and find out what Deus Womp and others have down here, because Riley just came across... They came up here with charioteers. Again, this is what I love about this tournament, about the different way that you play the game. Because normally you wouldn't use charioteers. You'd use T-72s, or you use even T-80s, or any kind of heavy-end tank. But now, not so much. Now you're seeing charioteers. And they're forcing a very short-range engagement. Of course, the chasseurs are never going to win that. But in this situation, chasseurs or charioteers could be very useful. So that, I think, is a fantastic way to do it. Now, there is a problematic offensive coming in here. Lots of transport. It seems like the whole Red 4 team is just going straight for Blue 4's main spawn. Which normally I think would not be that much of a problem, because you still have this secondary one. But what it could do to Blue 4 is just deny them any kind of air spawn, and that's something that Nickinator seems to be relying on quite heavily. Now I hope that Blue 4 is recognizing that there is such a Red 4 presence here, that they must be weak somewhere else. Of course, it is hard and counterintuitive to be fighting or to be under attack over here. And then to think, you know what, I'm not going to focus on this area, I'm going to focus over here. I'm going to focus on the opposite side. Because if there's a lot of investment going on here, then there's not that much going on here. I mean, it's not like they're defenseless. They got 30 Zanshi, 30 Li Ren, but it's not as bad. And again, it's units that you don't usually see. It's the M201's 106mm recoilless rifle jeeps that are now working with the Commando Para to keep the Chinese Zanshi away. This is really nice to see units like these. And I hope that the guys who are playing the game, playing in the tournament, are going to have this level of fun where they're going, okay, I only have 900 points available, 1000 minus 1 CV. What am I going to spend that on? What sort of a formation do I want? What sort of a tool do I need in my deck to make that work? And this counterattack by both this Leclerc and the one, I think, from Pathfinder, that cost them. Because a Leclerc is not a cheap tank. It is one that can very quickly wipe out a lot of units, because it has that fantastic rate of fire, but it's expensive. Now, it does come at the cost of losing Alpha as well, unfortunately, and it seems like Red 4 is making a definite effort at wiping out the command position here, and completely starving Blue 4 of any kind of respawn point. Charioteers sneaking around here. Right close to the commando, or the command infantry. Now, these things are not particularly good at spotting things, they only have bad optics. They spotted the VLRA, but not the command infantry, but the Wilk can spot them. And it has. And that puts the Blue 4 command infantry here at severe risk. Because you got T-72s over there, Charioteers over here, and another two T-72s from Riley over here. So this is risky. This is also a big investment by Riley, having two super heavies here close together. But then again, you got very little income to counter it. Now, where, if anywhere, is the last Blue 4 command? Here, they got one spare from Spontaneous Irony. This means that Red 4 now has, well, pretty much everything. They got income, they have a spawn and Blue 4 doesn't, and they have Blue 4 on the run, with no conquest points coming in, and, well, very little way of coming back from this. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a challenge for Blue 4, that's for sure. Red has captured 1, 2, 3 sectors only, and I don't know if they still have enough points after wiping out everything in Alpha, and putting a lot of forces into Bravo, to still have command units available. So maybe all of these units over here can push in. I'm hoping that Spontaneous Irony is going to make a move there. The CV is still here. It's a good thing that they knocked out those helicopters early. Because if a helicopter goes looking for these guys, without Blue 4's air defenses, or air spawn, they're not going to be able to call in their fighters, and they will not be able to screen the VLRA against any helicopters or other planes. Where is he going? I can just imagine what these guys are discussing and the blood pressure going up. Infantry, no, VAB wiped out. Pirate flanking around to the left. VAB flanking around to the right. If they can neutralize Foxtrot and get their CV in there, they might still have a chance. Or you need to wipe out all the CVs from Red 4. Push the Fox. I got Hotel, says Spontaneous Irony. So that Leclerc, with just 6 rounds of ammunition, is going to have to get all the way over to Hotel. But he's not doing it. Where are you going? Leclerc, what's the plan? Oh, he's going to drive up to Fox. Oh, right. That's what Spontaneous Irony is saying. He says, I have Hotel. That's what he's playing with the VAB. Now, there are supplies up for grabs for the Leclerc. So the Pirate should not... Oh, no, the Pirate doesn't have any ammo supplies, but this one might. Uh-oh. Defensive unit. The Pirate's coming under attack. The damage, however, seems lackluster. But try aiming an autocannon on a spinning helicopter. And no joy. There we go. It looks like they wiped out the command vehicle here. That leaves Fox open. The CV from Blue 4 is still here. At least they're not bleeding units anymore to Red 4. We just got 9 chasseurs over here against what I think are still the 30 Zanchi and their transport. And it's going to be... it's going to be down to the Leclerc, I think, to kill the command in Gulf. And the VAB to kill the command in Hotel. Push the Hotel once you got him. But he's not doing it. He's going left. Oh no, there goes the VAB. Shit, what are they going to do now? I haven't actually watched the replay yet. So my surprise and astonishment is not roleplayed or anything. I actually have no idea how they're going to get to Hotel now. Yeah, that's the last of the chasseurs. So you got one Leclerc with just 5 rounds of ammunition pushing in. A Leclerc does 3 HE. So that's 15 infantrymen. And then, of course, you have the machine gun. You need a kill in the command vehicle. And that's exactly what he's going for. He's not hunting down the Zanchi. Not a priority. He's going for the command. And he's run into something else. Turn off that main gun. No, turn off the main gun. That's 3 rounds of ammo left. The CV is on the move. Leclerc, medium optics, might be able to find it. I think that's another transport from the Zanchi. Yeah, he turned off the main gun. He's just taking down the vehicle with the Browning. But he might as well just let it live. It's not a problem. There! Command infantry. Main gun activated. Machine gun against the Zuihiban. And down. Red Force down to 1 command vehicle unless they brought anything else. We got a Leclerc over here from Spontaneous Irony who's taking on 2 T-72's Wilkes, 2 Mod 1s, and probably also all of those Charioteers. Charioteers are the least of their worries, but the Leclerc stays spotted. He's diving back deeper into the forest, hoping to break line of sight. Tiger Hap coming out to assist. And the Villa Ray is back in Alpha. There's the command infantry. Oh, great comeback here, guys. Recaptured. Alpha's back in business. That means that the planes are back in. And immediately a Mirage 5F and a Rafale CF1 come in. Because that Leclerc is now requesting air support. As it's coming under attack from a Salamandra. And that Salamandra carries a Kokon M. Which is a very dangerous missile. Where the hell's that Rafale? Oh. There's still 2 Newas over here. That probably took down the Rafale. KF-16C is not looking very good. Come on. Newa's reloading. But they got nothing to take it down. Leclerc, wounded. With 1 round left on the main gun. You're going to have to pull off a small miracle here, sir. Mirage 5F. I think going for a random drop. And the CV's moving? That was not the CV. Leclerc. Oh, it's all going to come down to Leclerc, I think. And potentially more problematically, if all of these tanks are still going to push, they're going to run right into Alpha and they're going to kill the CV and they're going to still lose this battle, Blue 4. Red 4 reacquired in Hotel, and the Salamandra has reacquired their missiles. First missile strikes the Leclerc, bringing it down to 3 hit points. Second Salamandra missile misses. They only have 4 of them. Riley's going to have to make these missiles count. Leclerc falling back. Tiger Hap now open to assist. Mistral missile launches and kills off the Salamandra just as the Leclerc is down to 3 hit points. 270 rounds of ammo on the Browning and 1 gun, or 1 shell on the main gun. Don't care. They have AA, yeah, don't care. He was just there to take out the Salamandra. Great teamwork. Here comes the Charioteer. Leclerc, having been pulled back from here, is now back on full health. Peace Pheasant looking to assist. That AA is still there. There and here, I think. Peace Pheasant narrowly escapes. It looks like Red 4 CV is on the move. Now Blue 4's gaining points, albeit slowly. There's a VAP 2013 which is coming out to assist. Hopefully going to be able to spot whatever is out there. There are still some NTR guns. But as long as there's no serious defenses, the Leclerc can run on through a fob and resupply itself. Which it desperately needs. There's the fob. Oh, it's a Promet. Promet against the VAP can do a bit of damage, but once that VAP starts returning fire, the Promet's done for. If it hits. Yep. First salvo hit, and then it retreats back over the ridge. Breaking line of sight. Come on, VAB. No! He's too close! You have to be kidding me. VAB? VAB's fire only very short bursts with 11% accuracy. He got him. He got him. Very close. Yeah, we still got tanks over there. There's an encounter happening here between the Serval and Zanshi, potentially, because I wouldn't know what else it would be. They've captured 1 fob, so the VAP 13, once it's calmed down, is going to be able to get resupplied there. But we still have to find ACV. NTR coming for the Tiger Hap. Tiger Hap hovering low. Second missile coming out, killing off the Tiger Hap. That missile came from over there somewhere. Small Manpads team, potentially. Leclerc pushing back against the T-72 M1 mods. And it's going to have to fall back, otherwise there won't be a Leclerc left to defend this base. Fall back. Nope, Leclerc's dead. This sector is only being defended, if you want to call it that, by 1 recoilless rifle truck. That is all. Vab's going back on. Healing up again. Spontaneous Irony is asking for a lot of help. Get the CV out of here, is what Pathfinder is saying. It's too risky. If those tanks realize how much damage they've caused and how weak this position is, then they might very well make a break for it and try to attack. The chasseurs from Spontaneous Irony are coming back, trying to assist. I got a big presence here of mostly chasseurs, which in this situation are pretty terrible. There comes the T-72 M1 mod. The CV just escapes. M106 easily gets taken out. So now each team has only 1 CV. And good luck finding it. It seems to have escaped somewhere into these hills, I think. Otherwise the Tiger would have probably spotted it from that side. Hold. Yep, they found it. BMP 1K. Commandos Para wrecking up with the Elrak and the Legionnaires from the left side with the Erics. And they wipe it out. Oh. Whoa. Really close game there. That could still have gone either way. If the Red 4 tanks had just pushed up a little earlier, they could have wiped out that group instantly. Wiped out the CV and won the game. But this is what I love about this tournament. About these these 3v3 no income matches. It just makes it so edge of your seat. So I don't know what's going to happen, and that's why I actually don't watch these replays in advance. Because I think something's good's going to happen anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay. Let me know what your thoughts are. And again, adapt. Adapt to whatever the circumstances are. You can influence the map choices if you're playing in this scenario once you're blue 4. And every team gets to play once blue 4 and once red 4, at least in the group stage. So you can determine what map you want to play on. And if you're getting to play on a different map than you're normally comfortable with, well, you know, the worst thing is going to happen. You lose. But at the same time, you learn something. Thank you guys for watching this replay. I hope you had fun, and I shall see you guys soon for more videos.